All right, so funny enough, it's kind of funny that Chia was saying that. She said, "I will love my space after when I'm done being smothered." Right? It's kind of funny that you said that because the next segment here is why? Why do you want that? Let's assume you're talking about Kiriwa. Let's assume you're talking about sex, right? Why do you want sex? Let's dig in a little. Is that really what we want? Somebody saying, yes, that's what man wants. Yes, some sex, sandwich. What's the third S? There's three S's. It's not peace of mind. There's sex, sandwich, and there's another word they use to make it three S's. I forget. Jesus. I'll be forgetting their talking point sometimes. Sandwich, sex, and right? Like, why? Why do you want that? Let's dig in a little bit. Is that really what people want? Or there's something else? There's other reasons why they want that. We know that this is good for us, right? High blood pressure, right? Relieve stress, burn calories, get kerewa, relieve stress, burn calories, get kerewa, relieve stress, get some nuts, get some, right? We know that winning Wednesday, winning Wednesday, winning Wednesday, winning Wednesday, Wednesday late night, right? Yeah. Why do you want that? Men that want this, why do they want that? Men sometimes to a large extent they will cap, right? I say, yeah, we just like that thing, and that's why we want it. But a lot of them also is cap.
Stop the cap.
Why? I'm already giving the answer. CSA just feels great. Not them. Not them. Let's see. Rebecca says sometimes we just need that cuddle, not all the time sex. So the cuddle, not all the time sex. Right? So even if what I want for my wife is sex, right? If I understand that she just wants cuddle, is there a good chance I'll get sex? Right? So now, even me that I think I want sex, the question now is that really what I want? Or I just need a quick nut? Sometimes a man just need a quick nut. Women too. Sometimes just a nice, real quick quickie. That's, that goes a long way. That will relieve a lot of stress, especially if you're not used to a person who knows how to do quickie. I don't know how to do quickie. I'm terrible at it, but I know that I like them too, right? So what is it exactly that we want from it is the question. Ichinya says build on intimacy. Yes, this is especially husband and wife. This is one of the ways that you keep everything together, right? This is one of the ways you do that, right? Cuddle. That Rebecca and Ichinya does not. You don't mean the same thing when you say cuddle. It's obvious. Rebecca said quickie like Tiwa Savage. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I promise. But yeah, that one. Right in the yacht. Yeah, man. Sometimes that's because it's not measured in time, right? When people say, "Oh, 2 minutes," it's a two like it doesn't mean anything. It just means it was terrible. If somebody's remembering to count the time, it was just bad. That's all it means, right? Because you don't measure it in time to a small extent, but it's not really about time or how long it was, right? So again, is that really what we want? So there's this young lady. I'm going to play this video. There's this young lady that says something. I want to know if you agree with her or not. Then we can move on to some other stories that we have. Let's see here. There you go.
Sex. It's the intimacy. We think we want sex. It's not always about sex. It's the intimacy we want. To feel wanted, looked at, smiled at, smelled, hugged, kissed, listened to, admired, yearned for. To feel safe. To feel calm. That's what we're looking for a lot of times. And the reality is, because all of that requires a level of vulnerability, many of us just settle for just having sex and hoping that sex could be this kind of like microwave fix for the things that intimacy really wants us to have, like a companion, someone to see us, someone to validate us, someone to share in life's experience with us. So the next time you're horny, maybe you actually just want to hold someone's hand.
Nah, I'm just horny. Do you all agree with her? Do you agree with what she's saying? Let me see who agrees. We have Rebecca and Chia here. Do you agree with what she said? All right. Sometimes when you wonder what you just want to just maybe it's just want to hold hands. Maybe just hands. Rebecca says exactly 100% my mind. Okay. Cuddle and watch a movie. Almost. Sometimes you're just punishing us, okay, by doing that. But you know, we can stay connected to the rewards. Then it's not that bad. It's worth it. She is fine. Uh, Abibashite. Abibashite, though. I am. Let's see. So a lot of men will probably want to disagree more, especially that last sentence. I disagree with last sentence, but everything else before that, let me see what she said again.
We think we want sex. It's not always about sex. It's the intimacy we want.
It's the intimacy that we want. Especially married men. That's what they want. Okay? That's what they want. Modern men in particular. They are definitely a lot more in touch with that side of their being, right? It's very important that women pay attention to that. And shawagba, just come and take it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do things like that. Okay, fine then. Don't do things like that. Why? Why shouldn't you do things like that? Because it's not just the thing that he wants. Okay, I feel like a lot of men, okay, kind of, they know that you want intimacy. They just don't. They're not patient enough for that process. A lot of times these days, but no, in general, not just these days, but we're having more and more men. I have noticed educating themselves on what's needed in order to arouse a woman and make her feel wanted and all that stuff. But here's the part that I need you ladies to pay attention to, that may have been discombobulated into the conversations, especially when you have a bunch of alpha males saying, I'm just a man. Who needs a woman? Listen to this part.
To feel wanted.
To feel wanted. Of course, that almost sounds like it's only a woman who wants to feel wanted. Man wants to feel wanted. She says, Ola, I don't mind what the cuddle will lead to, Sha. We know. We know. I agree with everything, but disagree with the last sentence. I knew you would disagree with the last sentence. I knew it. You just want to be held, beat about. No. What kind of punishment is that?
Looked at, smiled at,
Looked at, smiled at. Okay, that sounds more like all of us too. Like everybody wants. You want what's the word I'm looking for? Everybody wants nice gestures. We all want that, right? We all want that.
Held, hugged, kissed, listened to, admired, yearned for.
Listen to, admired, yearned for. The listen to part is more like women. A lot of men have normalized that they don't need that. I think they do as well. But a lot of men have normalized that. But yearn for, yeah, that's definitely women. They want to feel wanted, admired. Yeah, even though women are admired more than they want, right? They want it from a particular person. A lot of men like to repeat that talking point. They get attention all the time anyway. No, not necessarily from the person they want. Nike Ramafagbo.
Feel safe, to feel calm. That's what we're looking for a lot of times.
To feel safe, to feel calm, that's women, for the most part, generally speaking. Okay, feel safe in particular. I mentioned that earlier.
And the reality is, because all of that requires a level of vulnerability, many of us just settle for just having sex.
Settle for just having sex. I think that part is also very accurate. A lot of men will just take what they can have. After blue balls for 2 3 weeks, a lot of men are going through that. I've seen women go through that where they're not desired by their men. They lost attraction for their women, and that's happened as well. That happens too. Where you don't feel wanted by him. It seems like he's getting attention from somewhere else. That also happens. But for the most part, when it comes to marriage, it's men that are complaining about women weaponizing it against them, which I think uh, is a very inaccurate assessment of what's actually going on.
And hoping that sex could be this kind of like microwave fix for the things that intimacy.
That's true. A lot of people use sex as a microwave fixer of everything. If you notice when I say, okay, so when I post this right here, I say number two is sex, right? I always say if you can find your way to it, you don't want to use it as a fixer of things. At the end of the day, it's a product of a healthy relationship. But if you can figure your way out to help having that, right, doing Kiriwa from time to time, I think a lot of problems will be solved. But the question is that can you figure your way out to that place where you're both willing to do it willingly? You both feel wanted. That's a lot of work. Okay, especially if there are damages that have been done. A person doesn't feel safe. They feel betrayed. They feel loyalty is lost. They don't respect you. Yeah, it's a tough one.
Really wants us to have, like a companion, someone to see us, someone to validate us, someone to share in
A lot of it sounds like what women want, but I think men want it to a large extent too.
life's experience with us. So the next time you're horny, maybe you
Nah, I'm not gonna let her play that part again. Okay, I'll let her say it. I'll let her say.
actually just want to hold someone's hand.
Nah. Let's nah. I disagree with that part. For me at least, a lot of people. Okay, a lot of people. Okay, but only is a stretch. That's a stretch. Oh, Konji. No. Also, no. No. What if you use that word honey? It means honey. Okay, that's what that means. But nonetheless, I'll be right back. Let's have some few more stories here.